Good afternoon. I bet I heard him say something to Tiny Mommy. The mommy ears came on. Good afternoon. So I'm just waiting for you guys to get on. One of the last opportunities I will have to talk to you guys until the new year. I purchased myself new gel pens so that I can journal and write some stuff in my business journal and notebook over the break. I like to color code stuff, like when I'm really thinking and writing notes. I like to color code. Say hello as you guys come in. Oh, these are nice. It's getting better. Definitely getting better. Still a little bit of rasp, but better than I was before. I'll probably be sick again because he had the Moderna. Even got sick after the second C18+1 shot. And MJ and I, our day was today, but we're going to go tomorrow to go get our second C18+1 shot. And so I'll probably be sick again because Even got really sick.
Come here.
MJ. Okay, I don't know what they're going through. He's asking him something about Madden. But I brought the little one over here, and now he's screaming. Dad! Dad! Oh, you know, Dad! Mom! Mom! Dad! Little crazy kid. All right, so I am on just to hang out with you guys, answer any questions that you may have. This is, like I said, one of the last opportunities that you guys will have for 2021 to pick my brain, to ask questions. I'll probably, if it's dead, I won't stay on, but my girl Ebony comes on for day 17 of 25 days of Craftmas. She's doing an ornament character, I think. Yeah. So I'll be on until then. So yeah. Here's your opportunity to ask any questions you have about our products, any questions about sublimation, T-shirts, print and cuts, stickers, chip bags, water bottle labels, all that good jazz, which those templates will be up. Because once I'm done, I'm just going to focus on that. Like, I won't be doing lives. I'll still be working. So Sunday, I plan to like upload so much stuff to the vaults. Okay, so hello everyone. Hi, brand new sub. Thank you so very much for subscribing. Enjoyed your video on how to change printing preferences. Just took my printer out of the box today. Yay! Which printer did you get? I used my rolls last night. I keep printing on the wrong side. So the rolls are really easy to not print on the wrong side because since it rolls like this and you print on the top side, when you cut it off, it's going to curl back. So the front part that's like, because it's going to curl like this, you just lay it flat. So the rolls are actually really easy to tell which side is which because you print on the top side. 3710. So make sure, even though it's for the 2803, watch that video for setting it up. Don't fill your tanks with your ink. Like, don't put all of your sub ink in there. Only put a little bit in there. So just in case something does not work, like, something crazy happens, you're not like putting all of your ink in there and then now, yeah, you're kind of stuck like Chuck. So watch my video when I converted the 2803. And it's the same no matter which eco tank you have. But I highly, highly recommend that you do not fill your tanks up all the way when you put the ink in there. Alrighty. Someone gave me an angry face. I hope that was an accident. What did I do? What did I do? It's always going to be to the rough side, but with the roll, so with the tacky, yeah, even with the tacky sheets, it's always to the rough side. I am printing and pressing your color charts from my new. Ooh, you got an F570. Sometime next year we'll get one. You'll probably get a bigger one because doing that vest on the smaller printer, that was no bueno. After you have printed on sticky paper, should you avoid to print? Should you avoid to print with your hands? I had some smudges when I did. Are you printing using plain paper setting or premium matte? I mean, I try to avoid touching my prints at all once they come out, but it was an accident. Oh, okay. I try to avoid touching my prints, like physically touching like the actual ink. Anyway, but I've never really had like where it's like major. I don't know. I don't really touch it, so I can't even say if like it's gonna smudge. But I also use plain paper setting. I don't use premium matte. Do you know if anyone in our 365 family who is selling their work? No one is gonna sell their workforce unless like they're just giving up sublimation altogether. Where should I buy bulk white glitter iron-on to sublimate? Well, I buy mine locally. I buy mine by the roll. I don't buy it by the sheet. So when you say bulk, are you trying to buy a bunch of sheets? I buy it by the full roll. So it is a 20-inch. They have like a 5-yard roll. I think this time I got a 50-yard roll or something like that. I got a 10-yard roll and then something else. So I got like a full roll of it. But Brilliant Vinyl, if I'm not mistaken, Heat Transfer Warehouse has it by the roll. So anywhere that says sells roll is basically buying it in bulk. One question I have from that video is that my printer didn't have the thick paper envelope setting. Is that normal? Will the other things still work? So someone said that. I've never had that particular one, but somebody said that it did not. Other printers did not have the thick paper envelope. Now, I do know that there are some printers that don't have the more settings to go all the way up to quality, and they only have high, but it shouldn't affect anything by not having the thick paper and envelope. Yeah, I never really touched my prints, so I'm not really sure. Like, by the time I really touch them, it's been a little minute, and they have to have time to dry. Or sometimes I'll take them right out, like if I tape them together. I haven't experienced that too much, so I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Would you mind showing the different size transfer tapes you have? I want to purchase a thicker size. Ooh, I don't know if I have all of them in my office. Hold on. Where did my 6-inch go? I was just doing tumblers with it. Oh, here it is. So I think I'm only missing one, which is the 3-inch one. Is the only one that I don't have in my possession right now. So we have 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inches. Whoa. There's a 3. This is 4 because it's 2 of these. Hold on. So this is 4 in comparison to this. And then 6. So again, 1/2 inch and 1 inch comes in a bundle. Or you can get it by themselves, but they come in a bundle also. And then that's 1/2 and 1. This is 2. I don't have a 3 in front of me. This is 4. And this is 6. And there's a bundle with all the sizes. Oh, it's Imani playing. I was like, what the heck is that sound? Thank you, my dear. By the way, I already started to use my tacky rolls from you on my F570, and I'm getting beautiful results. Awesome. I got to get some 3 and 6 to tumblers. So tomorrow I will be doing tumblers, and I'm going to do the multiple methods. Remember I told you guys that? So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, where I'm going to show like the different methods, and I'm going to time them so you can see which one is faster, or, you know. Ooh, never, ever, 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 ever do I do that. One, sublimation is meant for polyester and synthetic fibers. It's not made for cotton. If somebody wants cotton, they don't want sublimation unless they want it on some easy subly, some glitter cards, some glitter heat transfer vinyl, glow in the dark, or Jet Pro 3G, or Forever 202. I personally never subscribe to putting those sprays on cottons. One, it's where some of your companies have limited liabilities. This is where if you're doing that, you definitely might want to have an LLC, because if it causes someone to break out because of, like, you know, someone knows that they're allergic to polyester. If you're not disclosing that you have this spray on there and you're not really sure as far as what's in there, and it causes an irritant and it causes them to break out or have an allergic reaction, you know, it's not great. You know, you can tell them, hey, it's sublimation, it's polyester. Are you allergic to polyester? The other thing is when you're spraying it on there, not knowing if it will become an accelerant, especially when it comes to children's clothing. Children's clothing have a higher and like it's a very strict guidelines and restrictions for children's clothing. For the younger the child, the higher the like, I guess you could say, like, guidelines, or like the level of fire retardation that it has to have, because their mental capacity is not to stop, drop, and roll or do certain things like that. So you don't want to add anything that could be an accelerant to clothes, especially for kids. Now, I have used it on things like canvases. I don't recommend it necessarily for towels, but I have used them on like towels just to be able to, like, to see. but I've used them on canvases and I've used them on what was something else. I never used them on clothing. Never, ever, ever. So if you switch to R settings with using the spray, I'm not sure how that will work because again, it's not like, I mean, it's not full on like polymers or whatever. So I'm not sure how using a lower ink setting would work with that to where it's going to become light. So if you got it light with premium matte, and I'm not sure how many coats you put on it. So that's not something you can do as a single coat. You're going to have to coat that a couple times so that you make sure that it's full saturation and it's going to take it. The ink is going to bind to it. Hi, new here. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully this won't be your last time here. And to Sublimation, loving your channel. Very informative. Thank you. One virtuous woman. I will definitely be tuning in for that. I'm so sad I missed the TikTok live of you doing the tumblers today. I wanted to show y'all. I can't find my phone. Don't ask me where my phone is. They came out really nice. And I wanted to show for those who weren't on the live, I wanted to show them and I can't find my phone. So they don't save the lives, but I can. So I will be down like the same I did with my first one. I will download them. I have to delete a bunch of stuff off of my phone first or put my SD card in, but I can download them and I upload them to YouTube. OMG, this is great info. I never even thought of these points. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. That's what I'm here for. Question: is there a way to clean off a mistake on a mug with sublimation? Unfortunately, no. Some people will say to bake it off, but you never fully take it off when you do that. And as you sub the next one, you can, unless it's something that's really, really dark on top of it, you'll see what's underneath. Sublimation is really one of those things that really is kind of like permanent. They say permanent vinyl, but you can always scrape that bad boy off. Sublimation, it's kind of permanent. No, that one I was only on. The one she's talking about is one I did this morning. During doing the tumblers for my son's teachers, and it was like their Christmas present. Well, the packaging for it, because we really got them a gift card, but I made them tumblers too. And that one was only on TikTok. So she says, I'm definitely sharing your channel. I know plenty of folks ready to throw their printers away. Don't do it. I'm telling you, like, okay. So I can't say don't do it. Let me stop myself there. Because anyone know, like, that really, like, y'all been here long enough, you know that I'm not a fan of eco tanks. Now, knock on wood, I've not run into an issue with mine, like some of the issues that people have. I don't know what they're doing with theirs. I don't run a lot of printhead cleanings. I don't know if they're like constantly running printhead cleanings, but I never have a lot of issues with hold on. Yeah, so I designed them on the regular live, Miss Cheryl, but I made them because it was tapered. So I was showing my technique for tapered tumblers. I did the actual tumblers on TikTok. But anywho, what was I going to say? Oh, so I'm not a big fan of eco tanks because they can make you want to make you lose your mind and make you want to pull all your edges out. Because once they kind of mess up, it's like constant printhead cleanings. People will do a bunch of printhead cleanings. They will do power cleans and nothing will get that ink flowing. And I don't know why I haven't had that issue happen to where I can break it down and investigate and figure out why. And you really only can take it apart and investigate the smaller versions of those printers. Once you get to the larger ones where it opens up and then the flap for the ink also opens like this way versus this way, that area where the cartridges are is like locked down like Alcatraz. So you can't get to it to pull ink from the tubes and from the cartridges. So once those stop printing, it takes a lot. So that can make you go crazy. But if their printer is printing just fine and it's just a matter of like either colors and things like that, then I can help. Send them this way. But once it stops, if it's an eco tank, it's really hard to like pinpoint what the issue can be, and it's really hard to get those to be fixed. Now, workforces, I can work you through fixing those all day, every day. It's either push air, that doesn't work. You can end up trying, like you can always switch out because the dampers can go bad on that, like a little rubber piece. So all you can do is just switch them out. So it's really easy to fix workforces, not so much for eco tanks. Oh, see, everyone wants a workforce. She's like, I have an eco tank, and then the colors are off. And that was one of the things. Oh, I have a printing, I think, or it was printing. I'm about to run through some tests for the eco tank, and I'm gonna finally use my color management to create my profile. How do you fix it if there are faint lines of ink when printing? What do you mean faint lines? Like in your design or like drips of ink? The 2803 is a small format eco tank. How do I fix pictures of people? I have a lot of blue in my pictures. Blue? Oh, that's an interesting one. Most people don't complain about blue. They always say they have too much red. Have you done a nozzle check to make sure that like your magenta is actually printing out? That is always the very first step of troubleshooting. Not to do a print head cleaning because you want to see what the actual state is. So the first step for troubleshooting is always going to be to do a print nozzle check. Hold on. So yeah, it's going to be to do a print nozzle check so that you can check the state of your actual print heads, because it's not going to mix any colors to where it can be like, okay, is it this one? Is it that one? It prints from each channel separately, and it gives you like to see like there's breaks and things like that. Blue, yeah, I've never really heard that one. Most times people say they have too much magenta. How do I get the lines out of my workforce from printing? What lines? Are you talking about the pinwheels? I mean, you guys say lines, but then sometimes you mean pinwheels because you said the lines out of my workforce from printing. So is it like lines like I had a video that I did and I've gotten rid of the prints by now that shows like the different prints. Thank you. So if you're getting lines like this, and there's like color and then like a strip of white, that's called banding. That happens one of two, like for one of two reasons. The first one is you are using a low ink setting, like plain paper, bright white, or high quality plain paper, and you have it set to standard. So it's like, imagine a rainstorm and it's really, really windy. Well, not a rainstorm. I wouldn't say necessarily a rainstorm, but like a good, not a sprinkle, not a storm, like somewhere in the middle, but it's really windy, right? And so as the wind goes and it's like it's pushing it, and it's just like the rain is going like this sideways, and it's just like it's it's not coming straight down. So when you print on plain paper setting and it's on standard, it's moving like wind so fast that it's not putting the ink down like together, like close together. So you're going to have spots where it's gaps because it's going too fast, and that's called banding lines. That also happens if one of the channels has a blockage or a clog, because not all of the channels inside that color are firing off. So with all those lines, if you ever were to take a printer apart, which I have taken a printer apart, it's not like it's like one little tube and like the ink comes out. there's like several like channels there where that ink kind of comes out to fill it all in. So that's why you have sometimes where there's lines and then there's gaps, because one of those channels or two or three or four are blocked. So ink isn't coming out of like that one port or that one pore, you want to call it that. So that will cause banding line. But if you do a nozzle check and all of your lines are perfectly lined up, there's no major gaps, then it's because of your print settings. I use plain paper, but my quality, so it's not high quality plain paper. That's your paper type. You have to go to the quality one right underneath that. I always have it set to high or to quality. If you're on a Mac, that would be high, or I want to say it's high. Oh, and yours is the same question. So is adding pictures to text done the same way as adding gradients to text? No. So to add picture to text, you just want to take your picture, put it behind your text so you can kind of figure out where you want to put it, like where you want it at, select it and crop it. That's it. That quick. Crop. My 7210 has an error when trying to print, trying to print it on. Normally when that happens, it's a goner. That normally means your printer is dead. It's an internal thing, and there's nothing anyone can really do about it. Thank you. I'm actually going to okay, this is a good one. All right, so I'm going to shrink this down some though. Definitely don't want to print that big. All right. All right, so file, print, and preferences. I'm going to change this to, actually, it's already on standard. Perfect. So plain paper, standard, mirror, Adobe RGB 1.8. I'm going to make sure all my other settings are like how I normally have them. And we're going to print that one. And not to put paper in there because I took all the paper out. Did I send that to the right printer? Because that didn't go on. Let me see. File, print. No, I sent it to the wrong one. I'm like, wait, that didn't go off. I sent it to the wrong printer. All right, so we're gonna go over here And we're going to hit print because everything should still be the same. Yep. So we're going to go print. No, as indicated on the cover sheet, I do not use matte. I use plain paper setting. It's trying to pull from tray 2. I don't know, my tray 2's been acting crazy. Oh, this one, wait. I'm on the wrong printer. Cancel. Preferences. That's so weird. Oh, there it is. High quality plain paper. I'm like, where in the heck is my high quality plain paper? Hold on. I actually have to switch this to tray 2, which hopefully it prints because my tray 2 has been acting very crazy. And it just slides the paper out. It's going to slide it out. I don't know what's going on with my tray 2. Oh, no, it's printing. Good. All right, I'm actually going to change this to 8.5 by 14. And I printed out so fast. Oh, I thought you would be able to see it on this one, but you really can't. Oh my gosh. Why are you still looking for it from cassette 2? It actually didn't do a lot of banding on mine that time. I'm not sure if it's because I also I want to see something. Oh my God. Okay, there it is. I use quiet mode. I don't know if that makes a difference. With like those major. Oh my gosh, Shakia, learn how to spell. Ooh, she says, OMG, I sublimated my first garment, 100% polyester, using your settings, and it came out amazing, or as we like to say, it came out incredible. Ink, not incredible. Incredible. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. I will never use another paper or another ink or paper other than yours. I'm in love. Thank you. All right, let's see. Please don't fall, Shakira. Why didn't it print the rest of it? Oh, because I have this set to... you sound rough. I still had it set to... Yeah, this one, I guess because of the way the colors are, you can't see it as much on here. I probably should have picked something that had like someone's face. Because this one, you can't really tell that much. Oops. Like, you would think like, oh, wait, there are no lines. I mean, there are wider lines, but yeah. Huh, that's interesting. I mean, I can see it in the Starburst part. So that's the only thing that did print. So if you look really closely, which I don't think it's going to show very well on this camera. Dang it. I was hoping it would. But you're not going to really be, because I think it's because it's too small. But there's major lines up there and then not down here. I also think maybe me having it on quiet mode helps it too. She's let me go watch all of your videos. Does the collage picture work the same in the text? For example, Mother's Day, mom shorts have picture. Wait, huh? Meaning multiple pictures in a letter? Is that what you're referring to? Does the collage pictures work the same in the text? For example, the Mother's Day mom shorts that have pictures in them. Shirts. I'm guessing that's really shirts. Is it meaning like multiple pictures in the word mom? So you cannot crop multiple pictures at once. I have a full video on that, on how to crop multiple images to one letter, one shape. So you can't do them all at the same time. You have to crop them one by one by one by one. Okay, yeah. You have to crop them one by one by one. So there's a full video. But like if I were to take this, this is my shape or letter that I want to crop to. So you click on that letter, or that shape, and we're going to, you have to copy it. So click on it. Oh, come on. This is why I like keyboard shortcuts. When I click on it, I'm going to go Control-C to copy it. I'm going to select the star and the M&Ms and crop. And it's going to cut that off, of course. I'm going to paste it in front. Hold down Shift, select my starburst, and crop. Then I'm going to hold down, right click, paste in front, hold down Shift, select my other background, and crop. Send that one to the back. So now it's back looking like a star because all of those different things filled it back in. But individually, they don't look like the star. So you have to crop them one by one by one. If you were to, I'm going to paste in front. If you were to, even if they're the same image, and I were to try and crop all of these, see, it's going to look crazy. It's going to take on one of them. Why, thank you for joining and dropping your foolishness in my comments. I Really, really, really do enjoy. Well, thank you for the engagements. But now, YouTube trolls, I'm pretty sure you're probably on both YouTube channels because you commented at pretty much the exact same time. But I thank you for your engagement. I thank you for helping my algorithm. But you now must go. Bye-bye. I'm just starting. I have a D&G heat press from a D&G heat press from Fancier Studio and a 2720 Epson. Good or bad? It's a great place to start. EcoTank printers, again, I'm not a big fan of them only because, you know, you don't get accurate colors with them. You get a lot of, especially with pictures and stuff, you get a lot of red tones. I am working on that. That's one of the first things I'm going to work on once I'm no longer doing live videos, because they use dye inks, which, here we go. So like with yellow, it looks, oh my God, my hands are so ashy, Jesus. It looks like food coloring, but then sublimation ink looks like pigment ink. So because they have two different types of ink formula, they mix inks different ways to produce colors. So your colors are really off when you're using sublimation ink in an EcoTank printer. So I personally don't care for it for that. I'm not a fan of Fancier Studio, but a lot of people have great success with them. But I'm just not one that I've ever had any like major experience or like personal. I've had people who've used them and I've helped people with them, but never like me owning one. So yeah, I can't speak on that, but I'm just like in the makeup of it. And when I do my videos, as far as what I look for in heat presses, it's not on the top of my list in any way, shape, or form. But a lot of people have great success with starting out with that particular heat press and that particular printer. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the other thing. We definitely cannot mention other ink brands on this platform because we're not associated with any other inks or anything like that, other than, honestly speaking, I know you may not have known. This is why I'm just kind of like letting everyone know. Please refrain from mentioning any inks or other papers. You can say other ink or whatever. I'm more than happy to help, even if you're not using our products. Just don't mention other product names on any of our broadcasts, okay? And you can check out the full video because I break down as to why. Hold on one second. Nope, it's okay. It's a lot of people that don't know. Especially for that particular brand, I did a lot of promoting for that brand before. I'm not saying that it's a bad brand. I'm just no longer associated with that particular company in any way, shape, or form. I can help you with any questions you have. Just say other, and I can help you out in any way. I still get inboxes every day about that brand. Mommy. You have, it sounds like had to have the little one bring me some lotion. That was just ridiculous. So, vibrancy wise, the colors are going to be great. And then with certain things, like, and a lot of people can't really tell the difference, but as far as like, if you look at your screen and them matching completely, normally the colors are very much so different compared to like a 7720 when you see those colors and just them being accurate in general. But I mean, it does give you vibrant colors. It's just the color, the actual color, the pigmentation of the color is not 100% accurate. So most companies will be like, yep, use our ink. It's the only one that's going to give you amazing colors. One thing about us over here at Honestly Speaking, I'm completely like honest. And if you're having issues with your colors popping, it's not really going to be the ink. If anything, when it comes to the ink, it will be the color, the pigmentation of it. But as far as it being vibrant, no one, and I would hope no one, like they've tested things out before they're going to go and sell it. I would just hope so. But no one is really going to like start a business with ink that's not, it's like to them when they're printing is like just like, oh, the colors are just like whatever. Like, oh, I just want to make money. These people love ink. I'm just gonna sell ink. No one's really going to do that. I know they're testing it and your colors will pop. Like they're going to be vibrant. Now, paper plays a much more it's that plays a bigger role in how vibrant things look because papers release their ink in different ways. Having, where some papers still need to have a cover sheet. A lot of the companies overseas that we're getting all of our paper and stuff from, all of our ink and stuff from, a lot of them are they are transitioning to where you're going to have papers that don't require a cover sheet, it doesn't require butcher paper, a cover sheet, a blowout paper, however you want to call it, because they are evolving and seeing that this is the thing that most people are building their brands on. And if they want to keep up with that, the fact that so many people, like, that's their whole thing. Oh, no butcher paper required and no butcher paper needed and all this other stuff. Like, there's so many of us that, that's like the major tagline. So a lot of the companies overseas are, if they want people to still buy their paper, they're going to make that change also because it's a part of like the technology and how it's made and like the coding and all that other kind of stuff on it. It's real technical, which I've done the full research on it. I wish I could have my own plant here to make my own paper, but that issue is expensive. And it's a lot of pollutants. So paper does matter because there are some that have a water-based coating. There's some that have a resin. And when it has like more of a water-based one, it really is like instant dry and it's going to soak into the paper and like just how it releases. So like our paper, I've even pressed at 325 degrees and the colors are like banging. They are popping. You have to press it for longer. So I'm never going to say that someone's paper is like not great. Their ink is not great because they wouldn't be selling it if they haven't tested it and feel like, hey, I have the greatest paper ever. Some of us have the exact same vendor. It's about who you want to kind of like support. And I know for us, our paper rocks at 365. Everyone else is afraid to, even I guess attempt to go that route, but it's on and popping. It's about who's going to give you the help, the assistance, who's customer service wise. That's the nature of this game nowadays when it comes to ink, paper, sublimation blanks, heat tape. No, heat tape, I'm not going to say that because some of them heat tapes be leaving yellow marks. Our heat tape is non-staining, non-marking, so I cannot say that. There's a very big difference in that. And I went through a couple different ones to make sure that I got one that was great tape so that you don't have those issues. But anyone that's selling ink and paper here in the stateside, unless they have their own actual factory, none of us are well, I can't say that either. I did actually kind of come up and make them change my formula. So it's not like I'm going in, I'm mixing it, but I did work with them to try to get, especially when it came to black, because it was like some things just were not right with it. But for the most part, like none of us are like chemists that are mixing it. We're getting it from overseas, have a label on it, and it's one business supporting another and buying products from another, to where we're paying the big bucks to get it over here. I just dropped $15K to get our last shipment of paper here. That was just on the shipping, like not the actual order of paper, just for the shipping was $15K. So how do you go about choosing fonts for different designs? I seem to always lean towards script or cursive type fonts. I guess maybe because I'm not married to always doing script fonts, I just kind of go through, like, my students will see, and you're actually now a student. When you get to like some of those design ones, you'll see that, or actually for the I saw you did yours for the breast cancer one. I choose a bunch of fonts and then kind of like figure out which ones work together. That's one of, like, normally one of the first things I do. Like, I'll write all of the text out and then I'll just put it, like, fill it with color, choose a font, duplicate it. Like, when I get to a font I like, okay, I'll duplicate it, find another one, and then I go from there. I mean, it really just depends on who I'm designing for. Like, when I designed for the teachers, I knew their personalities, and then Zanimani's teacher, of course, he's 3. She teaches a bunch of preschool kids, preschool kids. So I wanted hers to be something that was more kid-like. So I chose a font that was kind of like a kiddie type font, which related to the age that she taught. MJ's teacher, I mean, of course, he's in the 5th grade, but I kind of like know so I didn't even give them the same font. I know like their personalities a little bit. So I chose fonts based off of that. I was working on the one for his other teacher from last year because it was virtual schooling, so I didn't get her anything. I didn't get it finished in time, but I'll just make sure I just give it to her at the top of the year. But like hers, I know like her personality. She has a twin, and he had Ms. Dawkins before too, and they're twins, but their personalities are different. So I kind of go off of that. I just worked on this shirt. And I would not have my phone. So it was I always kind of add something customized whenever I'm giving stuff. Even if I buy something store-bought, I always add something else to it. And I don't even see it. So I made this design for the person that Zion Imani pulled. And it says, and the award for the most dramatic toddler goes to, or best dramatic toddler goes to. And it's for a kid. So I made sure I chose something that was more like a kiddie type font. So I pretty much choose my fonts based off of what I'm designing and who I'm designing for. And I unlock my creativity. It's going to take a little minute to get used to that. And you have to open up, like, be open to using different fonts. Even if you think it might not look good, like, force yourself to use different fonts. One of the things that you're going to learn from now being a member is I talk about, even if you take the same exact font and you might do it like in all caps, all lowercase, when it comes like just to regular sans serif fonts. Like, so it's just taking a chance and mixing and matching and just really opening up your mind to that. Well, another way to get into using different fonts is when you're looking for fonts, look for font families, font duos, font trios, because normally they have paired together things that naturally look good together. So that's another way to kind of, get into playing around with fonts, is to get font families. Thank you so much. hsink365.com. hsink365.com is where you go to purchase that. And our bottles are keyed for eco tanks, but it's the same exact ink, and that's for everybody. The ink in the regular bottles and the ink in the eco tank bottles, they're the same ink. there is no special formula for sublimation for eco tanks because you can't get sublimation has to be pigmented. You're never going to get sublimation ink that's clear like dye ink. I moved my printer for the holidays only to find that someone was nice to put cardstock in my sublimation printer. The ink is great, the image looks good, but not vibrant. So I've done cardstock before. I've even printed on colored cardstock. With the colored cardstock, if you were pressing it at like our summation paper settings of 365 for 30 seconds, 35 seconds, 40 seconds, but like at that lower temperature, it's not going to be vibrant. But if you'd have taken that cardstock and you press it at like 400 degrees or like 385 for 55 to 60 seconds, it would still be vibrant. Your colors will be off. You're not going to have as much detail, but for most people, they don't even realize that there's a difference in it. I have these veterans designs. And I did a whole video on it. And I showed, like, I printed with different sublimation papers. I printed with regular paper. I printed on colored cardstock to show that even though it's on green or was it blue cardstock, it's still going to press the right color. You can see the difference in like the wood grain. There's like some soldiers there, and you can see the difference in the detail in the rocks and the flags and stuff. So any paper will work. If you can put a brown paper bag through there, it's going to press. It's just not going to be as vibrant. That's like yesterday when I messed up on that other tumbler and I printed on the wrong side. It's still going to transfer. It just wasn't as vibrant as the other one. Hello. I didn't know that everything is different from different suppliers and stuff. I thought everybody gets everything pretty much much the same paper wise. No, there's a lot of suppliers in overseas, from China, from South Korea. Like there's a lot. Like there's even one that's there's a Russian one. There's one in I saw one like from, was it DH Gates? And I think they're in, I want to say they're in Italy. Like there's a lot of paper, but most of it comes like from China, and they supply some of everybody, not just in the US. There's somebody in Brazil with the same paper that I have. There's somebody in Africa with the same paper that I have, because of course they've sent like their cover sheets. I'm pretty sure when they were trying to send people samples of like cover sheets, somebody probably has Honestly Speaking's cover sheet somewhere around the world. They ship worldwide, not just to the US. I don't believe in a one size fits for all fonts. You got to play around with them and see what works best for your design at that moment. It works better if you know the clients personally. Yep. Yes, I am a student. I highly encourage everyone to enroll. It was the best investment ever. Enrollment ends December 31st. So for this year, and meaning like this semester, this school year, this fiscal year, December 31st is the cutoff, and you will not be able to enroll at all for our membership. Now, I have a la carte classes, but our membership, you won't be able to enroll again until to August, but that new session doesn't start until October. Thank you so much. One question I had, how do you get Silhouette Studio? How do you get the Silhouette Studio? Do you just download that? Oh, that's an easy one. Thank you for that one. That's a good one. All right, so let's go through how to get Silhouette Studio. But yeah, you definitely just download it. We're going to go over to their website, www.silhouette. Every time I'm about to write Silhouette, y'all know I write Silaholics Anonymous, right? I can never go right to their website and like just type in Silhouette. I always write Silaholics Anonymous, or like the beginning part of Silaholics Anonymous. All right. So you're just going to go over to their website. Not that one. That one's ours. And you're going to go to software and then get software. Go to Silhouette Studio. It's going to say more info, but that's where you go download. I don't know why they changed your site so much. To me, for someone just going on, it is kind of confusing sometimes. So this is like the latest version. I personally find that 4.4 just doesn't work. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they get their whole life together in 2022 and they have a program that works. But for me, none of the version 4.4s works. And I don't have like a little rinky dink computer. This is a gaming computer and it's still like 4.4 acts cuckoo crazy on my computer. So I always go down to where it says legacy versions, and you're going to scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, keep it scrolling. Why in the heck they have all these 4.4s? I have no idea. Get rid of those craps because they don't work. Right here, 4.3.370 is the one that I recommend. It's not without its issues and its flaws, but it is like the most stable version. No matter which version you choose, I do recommend that you get the 32-bit one. It's meant to work on a slower system. So even if you have like a pretty decent system, it's going to work better for you because it's not going to need as much like power to run it. So here you're going to either choose 64-bit, Windows 32-bit, 64-bit, or you're just going to choose your Mac. Now, for Macs, before they used to have like all this other stuff, like you just choose the Mac when it works like on all Macs and it tells you like which iOS system or higher. So you're just going to choose that one if you have a Mac. This is the part that was always confusing to people because they took away like the button that says basically download. So to download it, you actually click the words. So once you choose which one you want, you click the words Silhouette down, like download Silhouette Studio. It's kind of weird. So all of them, these are actually hyperlinks for, see how right here, if I put my mouse, it's just like the little cursor. But if I come up here, it becomes a finger to tap and select. So that's how you download it. I got so many inboxes about that. Like, I don't see a download button. I have no idea why they changed their site, but that's how you download it. And the base program is absolutely free. If you decide that you want to upgrade to any of the paid versions, they are all one-time fees. Now, you can go straight to just designer, keep that for a while. That's a one-time fee. It's not like a monthly fee. But if you do want to then upgrade to business, you'll have to get the designer to business upgrade, or you can just go straight to business. It's still a one-time fee and you're locked in and you unlock so many other features. You just said the same thing. Get out my mind, Professor. I agree. I choose fonts based on personality and audience. The trainings have helped tremendously. Great thing to do is get font bundles. Actually, so it's good and it's bad, right? A lot of times I'll get bundles because I want one out of there. Font bundles are not always great because there's a bunch of fonts that are just horrid in there. But if you get font families, so they're individuals. That's why I love Creative Fabrica. The link for that is in the description of this video. If you want to check that out, you can try it out for a month for $1. And then after that, it's $19 a month. Just use the link that's in the description. And you want to get font. I'll show you the difference between that, like getting font families versus font bundles. Because font bundles a lot of times has stuff that's just like, because when I go through like designbundles.net and they have like the bundle deals, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this crap, this one is no, this is no. Okay, now this is interesting. So a lot of times I won't use the majority of the fonts from a font bundle. I'm going to write it. Hold on. 4.3.370. All right, so because like, yeah, look, they have like these massive font bundles, but not all of the fonts in there are like great. So I'm just going to go to quirky because within the font bundle are font families. Okay, so these are all of the fonts that are included in here. So these are just regular fonts. I'm looking for ones that are like a font family because it'll normally tell you if it's a font duo or a font trio. Ooh, I like this one. Looks like these are all single fonts. Yeah, these are all singles. Okay, so this is a font duo. It's telling you that this really thick font will pair well with this script font. So font duos are great for that, to experiment with fonts and mixing and matching different fonts. And another thing that I teach is utilize these sites. Even if you don't purchase anything from it, if you don't get a subscription, utilize the sites for inspiration. When they have like these little thumbnails and examples or mock-ups or like of different things and how they have them arranged. You also have to remember that sometimes what grabs your attention are the text effects, not necessarily the actual font. Like they'll add a drop shadow to it, or they'll have like an outline, and some of them will have highlights and different things to it. So you're more attracted to the text effect, and that's a totally different skill to learn to be able to do those to the fonts. But when you're looking at them, like how they did the thicker font and then they broke it up with the script font, making things bigger versus smaller on different lines. So script on top, the thicker font on the bottom. So you can always come here and get inspiration for how to arrange things. And then this has they threw in a little twist because this has a third font to it. So you can see that 3 fonts. Normally, I don't recommend using more than 3 fonts in any particular design, unless maybe like it's like a subway type art. You can, some designs, like if it's mix and match, you can somewhat get away with it. But I don't really recommend any more than 3 fonts for any design. So there's one font duo. I want to say there's a font trio. This is, so this has a script and a sans font. Here's another font duo. So it says font, those ones I just say font pairing. This is another font duo. This is a font duo. Oh, I like that one. Me likey that one. We're going to download that one. I like it a lot. So this one has different ones of like the sans font, like the bubble or the thick font. So there's like the one where it's filled, there's an outline, there's a highlight, there's one that has a shadow to it already. And then like, see, now you can take those and you can layer them. So this is a good font that's made for layering, where you would actually use all 3 of those. I have a font that's like that. So this is the type of font that makes it really easy to create text effects, because you don't have to worry about having, like, doing your own offsets or doing your own shadows, because they have different versions of it. So all you have to do was just copy, paste in front, and then change it to one of those other ones. I don't have one for directly to Silhouette Studio or Silhouette. They don't have an affiliate program, but I do have one. If you're looking to get like the machines or the program upgrades, there's links in my description. It takes you to Swing Design, and you can purchase it from there, and I will receive a small commission. So if you click the links, it will help support our platform, our business, our channels. So they did a mixture of like the highlights and then one that has an outline and a shadow. This has highlights and then the shadow. So all of the examples will give you an idea of how to unlock your creativity. So this is another font duo, and the Sans font again has different variations of it. So it has an inline, a regular one. So it's almost like a trio, but not quite, because it's the same font. It's just different text effects built into the font already. All right. Any other questions for me? We have about 20 minutes before my girl. Actually, no. Is she on Central Standard Time or Eastern Standard Time? Eastern, I think, for hers. I think she comes on at 7 Eastern Standard Time, not. Let's see. Yeah, it says at 7 p.m. today. So it'll show it to me in my time zone. So yeah, she'll be on in 20 minutes. So you guys have 20 minutes to ask me questions. I'm going to be going like I'm actually hyperventilating, thinking about the fact, after Saturday I won't be on live. So I might come back. I know some of you guys like it when I do the later ones, especially if you're on the West Coast. So I may end up coming back and doing a live again. But we're going to go and enjoy my girl Ebony's character ornaments. Can all these be used with a laptop or iPad? So with Silaholics Studio, you do have to have some sort of actual computer system. So you have, of course, like any Windows or Mac, but you can also use a Surface, because that is like a Windows computer. It's just you can't disconnect it, where it's like, having a tablet, but there is no like mobile version. So there's none for your phone, none for your iPad or your Galaxy Note, your Android tablet, or anything like that. So you do have to have an actual Windows or Mac operating system for Silhouette Studio. And it's not internet based. I'm probably going to spend one of the days on my vacation going through fonts and I almost thought that said Retisha. And going through, and yeah, it's 6 p.m. That's what I say. When I see it, it shows it to me in my time. So it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a lot of I want to be organized. And not, I always search for fonts. For files, and I can really just put in keywords. I know I can remember what I named something, somewhat sometimes, or at least I know, like I look at the thumbnail, what was in it, but I really want to get more organized. And I have to move some things that are like for Academy, going through and moving a lot because I never had to have my templates organized and in one place because they were for me, never thought of sharing them. So now I'm trying to move everything into like one place for templates and things like that. How long have I been doing which part of it? The teaching part, the creative part, or some people say like the crafting part, or just the teaching part and the sublimation. So you'll be quite surprised to know, as far as like actively sublimating, it's only been like 3 years. I've always talked about it. Let me not say that. 3 years of me printing in-house, because I would have sublimation prints printed for me and then press them. I was never had a desire to really print in-house and do anything. So as far as printing in-house, it's been 3 years for sublimation. So you just said yes, but I asked like 3 things. So I'll break it down like this. I have the Who Am I video. You can always go check that out. I've been a creative all my life. Okay. Back in like high school and like right afterwards and like when I was in the military, I mean, down to like I even consider fixing computer screens, fixing phone screens and stuff like that. So I've always been creative. I've had family members that had babies early on in life. And, a lot of older people, like they felt like if they were a part of like a baby shower or they threw a baby shower, it was like them condoning teen pregnancy and teen moms and stuff. So some of our family wouldn't do certain things. So, or they didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. It's like, okay, yeah, get the essentials. Like they didn't want to have like this blown out like party. But of course, me being who I am, I'm like, all babies need to be celebrated. So, and even at a young, I was like that. So I got into like crafting more so for events and mainly for baby showers, because that's kind of how I got pushed into, because had some little cousins that, they was dropping like it's hot, early on. So they had to still have a dope baby shower. And that's kind of how I got started as far as just like creating, like really, really creating things and like for events and parties and stuff. And it just kind of transferred over when I went to the military, because my first duty station was in Korea, and you're very limited on the things that you have to put together events and celebrate people's birthdays. So I used to make parties out of like some of everything. As long as I had like cardboard, and now my addiction is foam board and spray paint and tape, baby, I can work miracles. Okay. And so that just kind of developed. And once I got out of the military, I was still doing like events, and my hashtag when I was doing events was DIY by a professional, because I would literally make everything that I did. And by me being on here, I became a stay-at-home mom 10 years ago, because my boss used the excuse of me breastfeeding, or not breastfeeding, pumping, to let me go. But it was like the greatest decision ever, because she had to pay me unemployment, and it like rolled over for like a year and a half. And then we learned like, okay, hey, I can work from home and all this other stuff. So I never ever went back to corporate America after I had MJ. And I was like 3 months pregnant, and 3 months postpartum, or 6 months. Well, I think I got let go like 3 months postpartum, but ended up getting like a job for tutoring, and then after that, I never looked back. And so I've always been like online, just teaching. I've always been very helpful. I would make like, I see someone struggling, like, okay, I'll show you how to do that. And I would just make like random YouTube videos, which is why my videos in the beginning don't make sense to some people, because I never thought that people would really go back. When I first started YouTube 6-7 years ago, I didn't realize that people really go back and watch videos like that. I made it and I gave the link to the person. Like, it was the easiest way for me to share, because every time I tried to share from my phone, it would come in really small, blurry, pixelated, whatever. So I realized, okay, well, let's just put it on YouTube, because then they can go and see it in like real time. And it would seem kind of crazy the way the videos were formatted, because it made no sense except to the person who I made it for, because they asked a specific question. So I wasn't going like from the beginning. I would jump in on the part that they needed to know. So some people were like, oh my God, this video makes no sense to me. It wasn't for you. I didn't know y'all was coming back to watch it. And I was just making videos randomly. And then I got into someone's group and I was just trying to help. And I was like, okay, yep, I'll make a quick video, right? I'm thinking, okay, that's the thing to do. Like, everyone likes it now. They have a question, I make a video, and they go and watch it. Well, she was like, please don't post your links, because that's taking away from my revenue. That's how I make my money, is from my YouTube videos. Wait, what? You can make money from YouTube videos? Why nobody told a girl that? I would have made this like a little bit more professional. So then that's what I did. And so I changed up the style a little bit, make it a little bit more professional, for people subscribing, all that kind of good jazz. And that's why I came across my dear friend, who's going to be on in about 12 minutes or 13 minutes or so, is Miss Ebony. I was always using pigment ink for like my chip bags and whatever labels. Again, remember I told you, was more so like an event person, and I make like centerpiece, like big cutouts, print and cutouts and stuff like that. And I would always talk about Sublimation from like the company that's not the one that you use. There was a company with another C before that. And I was using their pigment ink before I got to the company you mentioned. And I would always talk about like their Sublimation stuff, and I would give full on tutorials like about Sublimation, how it works. Never printed it like in-house and didn't have a printer. And so she's like, whatever, I'm going to invite you to this group. So she invited me to the group. I became the group. I became the group. And just my knowledge and stuff grew there, probably more than the person that runs the group. And here we are now. Like, the pandemic stripped my husband's career away because there was no basketball games. And we got children, we got bills, we had a son that has epilepsy and has expensive medicine and stuff. So, in the words of what's homegirl name on Players Club, you got to use, wait, oh my God, what did she say? How you say it? You got to use what you got to get what you want. And I need to keep a roof over my head. So I use my skills and my research, and the fact that I like to research and test things out to find ink. People trusted me because I was pretty much giving them all the information anyway. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful year under Honestly Speaking, and it's just evolved, because I was just Silaholics Anonymous, and now come the new year, I'm going to be my own brand. I'm still Silaholics Anonymous. I love it. I'm still going to use Silhouette. I use it 93.65% of the time, but it's time for me to be my own brand. So 365 Creative Academy is coming to you in 2022. There is a YouTube channel. Y'all can go subscribe now. There's no content on it just yet, but content is coming. My solo, there's gonna be some Photoshop, some Illustrator videos, my roll-in, even once a laser cutter and a laser printer. I already have a laser printer. He wants a white toner one. We got a laser printer. I'll show y'all some stuff when it comes to that thing. But it's 365 Creative Academy. It's going to allow me to be open to doing other things outside of Silhouette. So Silaholics Anonymous will just be, like, when I say this time, I'm so serious. If I have to talk to one person on live on 365 Creative Academy, because that's what it's for, that's who I'm going to talk to, that one person. Because I will not be doing anything other than Silhouette related. So it's either the machine or like the program on Silaholics Anonymous. Honestly Speaking will be for anything that's like Honestly Speaking products. So Sublimation ink, if I'm doing like a project with pigment ink, stickers, labels, things like that. 365 Creative Academy will pretty much be like where I can, show the fact that I do know like other programs. Some of my students have seen me work some things, Back in the day, I used to make like insurance cards and stuff. Don't do that anymore. But I used to, like, I'm kind of nice with it, So that one is like just for the group, and that was like to get instant help. That group still exists. But now it's a little bit more structured. We meet every single week. So like there's structure to it. Every Wednesday we have our beginners classes. Every other Friday we have our more advanced classes, and it's broken up 3 different payment ways you can pay. So you can pay monthly, and bachelor's I think is like 65 a month. I think 45, 60. I don't know. It's on the website. And then there's like you can make 2 payments, one when you first start and then one 6 months later. Or you can make a one-time payment and like you'll save like 26% off of, like, if you were to break down that monthly one from the enrollment and the monthly fees, how much that costs, take out 26%, and then that's like your one-time fee. So it's a really, really good deal if you do the one-time fee. And there's technically 4 programs, but it's really only 3 because you have bachelor's, master's, and creative business. But if you do doctorate, you get all 3 together. So yeah, I realized that I did not have the one with the guidelines on it. I said that in the last video that I did. So this weekend, I'm actually going to work on that, and I'll have like different guidelines on it. When I was doing the video for the grad one, I realized, oh yeah, I need to put this on those because I don't have them on there. I'm going to put it on there. Have I sublimated to organza fabric? No, I have not. She's like, me too. I used to make some diaper cakes. I remember one of the events I did and it like blew the guest away. I made towel cakes, and they were actually the prizes for the baby shower game. So they served as the centerpiece and decoration. So it was like a big towel, a hand towel, and a rag. And so like, of course, folding them, roll them together, put like a bow around all that stuff. So yeah, I make a mean diaper cake and towel cakes. You're very welcome. Thank you. I prefer the ratchet blade. So in all of my machines, I use the ratchet blade, even in my 3. So of course, there's only a ratchet blade for the 1 and the 2. If you get the blue one that says fabric, it's exactly the same as the black one. It's just blue so that you don't cut paper and fabric with the same one, because of course the paper will dull it out. That's just like when you have scissors. But I prefer to use the ratchet blade. I can't stand the auto blade. I hate it. I've hated it since the 3. And hate is a strong word, and I can't stand it. I don't like all that tap, tap, tapping. And then for the 4, the force is totally different. Like there's just something crazy about it. And of course, I've always said that. And then Silhouette came up with these, all of a sudden, these like upgrades to the cut settings, because the auto blade does not cut like any of the other blades. So either use a ratchet blade or get the, I think it's the gray or the blue adapter for the 3 auto blade, because you can tap that to the number that you want. But I never ever use the actual auto blade for the 4. Well, not anymore, unless I really have to. I try not to. The other day I couldn't find this one because my floor is dark and it was on the floor. But I try not to ever use the 4 blade. I can't stand it. Oh, Ronnie said it. Yeah. Thank you. There's over 3 hours yesterday for a canvas polyester bag. Like they have them anywhere around my area. And we're going to be having those and selling those. Hint, 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 hint. Wait, so you're saying hint, hint. Wait, you just did your daughter's wedding. Oh, it's okay to say that one. Cricut machine. I'll be teaching some Cricut stuff too. I almost got in trouble because I almost picked up a Cricut because I'm like, well, the new channel is all about teaching like everything. And even looked at me like, if you don't put that damn machine down. They had a portrait 3, but I want the other portraits 2. And I was about to get a Cricut just because on 365 Creative Academy, I want to be able to teach it. Like I want to be able to cut to it. I teach Cricut probably better than some other folks that know Cricut. But I don't have like a machine. I have one, but it's louder than, it's something wrong with it. But I want a Cricut one just so that I can teach that too. Oh, you searched for over 3 hours for canvas polyester bags. Like they have them anywhere around my area. And you're going to be having those and selling those. Hint, hint, hint. So as of right now, we're not selling blanks because we are still home based. We do have a warehouse, but as far as packaging orders and stuff like that, like we have the warehouse that stores all of our products, and then we bring it all, like what we need for the day, for the week, whatever. I have to say the week. We never last a week. He has to go there every single day. And sometimes he'll bring more stuff and then have to, like, there are days where y'all just rock it out and y'all are ordering like crazy to where he has to go back to the warehouse in the middle of the day. Thank you. But we're still home based. So as of right now, we're not going to add any products until, God willing, y'all continue to support, and we will have my storefront, my school and then also where I'll be able to go back to really doing customs and things like that. Yeah. So once that comes, then we'll have blanks. Ooh, or you can always call me or inbox me and we can do one together on live. You can always inbox me. So if it's like a polyester one, there's something that no one has really done. I haven't seen it, and I feel horrible because I'm like, I think I need to do that as a pre-recorded one before the year is out, because I've been meaning to do it for so long and I have not done it. So I can't fully answer that one until I do my video. But if it's polyester, yeah, you can. I've always been afraid to have people on like lives with me because it's so unpredictable, and or like people just kind of come on. I've had people come to classes and mention other brands, and I'm like, that's a no-go. And you never kind of like really know what like people are gonna do. And I'm very, very protective of my baby, i.e. my brand. But I think the only person I've had was like Kirsten. And then of course my girl Kiana, I was on live with her. But that's one of the things I do want to do. Like I have this idea in my head. I'll just say this. One of the people I like so admire in this whole creative content world is Terrell. Y'all don't know who Terrell is? YouTube him. If you haven't watched his 1 million subscriber show, amazing. Well, if you like music, it's like a whole concert. Like, I mean, it's giving everything. There's live music. Like, it's like the musicians are live, the background vocals. They came, outfits came serving. Baby Kirby's, I just still can't get over Kirby's outfit, honey. Just serving. Okay, I love and I've watched him. It's kind of like Song Associations, how it started, but he's just evolved like so much. And I just realized from his live video last night, because he was like, oh, we're in this studio, but that lets me know. I don't think he realized he was showing it. I'm like, ooh, we're going to get more tea and cocoa, because his live video last night, you can see the kitchen. And he said he was in his studio. He now has his own studio. He used to do it out of his house, and all of his guests would come to his house. He had the blue wall and stuff up. And now he has a recording studio where he can go and have people there. Now he has like the little, the greenery wall. You can see, I'm like, I don't know if he knew he was showing us the fact that the kitchen is there. I'm like, that's just letting me know tea and cocoa coming back. It was a hilarious like little show. But that's someone I really admire in just his journey. And there are certain things that I want to do that he's doing musically in the craft world. So there's a lot of things I'm like kind of planning for when it comes to that. Yes, definitely design beforehand. It makes it a lot easier. All right, it is 7:00, and Ebony normally does not operate on CPT time. She, she'll do CP time. Like, I don't, no offense to anyone, but like occasional, she'll be on time. She ain't like me where I'll be late. I say 9 o'clock, girl, we roll right. I be trying to barely get on before Facebook tells me that they're gonna delete the live, delete the scheduled posting. So she ain't like me. I'm pretty sure my girl is probably on live or about to hit go live. So if you guys don't know about the DIY crafting network, hold on. Let me show you what it looks like. Yep, told y'all. She live. And it say 4 minutes ago. Why she went live 4 minutes ago? She went live early. Hold on. Let me show you guys. Told y'all, Ebony don't play. So DIY Crafting Network, let's see. I'm going to drop the link for y'all. Go show my girl some love over there. She's making character ornaments. So it's 25 days of a bunch of different crafts. Me and several other ladies have gotten together to, just share different crafts. A lot of them are holiday related. We try to make them holiday related. And this is what she's doing. So she's doing character ornaments. I'm going to see if I can get
coming in with another DIY tutorial for you. 25 days.
All right, there we go. So that's the direct link to my girl. So y'all go check out my boo Ebony and tell her the professor sent us over here. Girl, what you doing? All right. So I'm going to go so I can go watch her as well. And I shall talk to you guys probably maybe sometime tonight. If not, definitely tomorrow after me and MJ go get our C18+1 second shot. And yeah, because I don't really want to go. I don't really want to stay, but I really need to go for the rest of the year. All right. So I shall talk to you guys later. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Until tomorrow or maybe later tonight. If they're playing video games, I'll be back.